Oh. Welcome Rovers, or welcome back Boom Bears if you're familiar with my channel. If not, my name is Lucid and I love to display lore, voice lines, gameplay, and today we'll be discussing Denia's lore and backstory. I have a lot to talk about this diva, so this is going to be part 1. So keep an eye out, subscribe so you don't miss out when I upload anything new on my channel. Check out my community posts. I kind of bounce between there and my Instagram. Same handle. But let's get into Denia, because she had a really impactful story. It was just... it's hard to describe. I mean, it was very traumatic. It was very eye-opening to what powers KURO gives the Fractsidus and the Great Architect. It's just so much. So let's go ahead and start off with Denia's Resonator Showcase. So she's supposed to study humans in the Human Mimicry Protocol. That must be what the Fractsidus has had her use to infiltrate Star Torch Academy. But she does say a certain line in my most recent voice line video that right back there. I was so zoomed. Oh my god. Okay, so Denia, so she basically, after being tested on day and night by the Great Architect and just the whole of the Fractsidus, she had to relearn how to be a human being, guys. That's effed up. That's completely effed up. You know, they took her in and they said, you know what? Strip you of your humanity, your autonomy. Oh my god, if y'all have seen Obsession, I love. No, Grand Architect is Bear, and Denia is Nikki. Oh, not in all aspects. Just like they could do so much to change or make it better. That's a whole other topic. But if you know, you know. That, wow. Ah, that's crazy. Okay, that's not even in my notes. I love that. She has that kind of comparison to Obsession. And, you know, free will being taken away. Alpha 1 GA kind of took that. And it's so much because she has really endured a lot of excruciating experiments to the point they had to strap her down and basically rip her soul, her essence away from her. It took her compliant, or they made Denia align. I did not have that right. Notice here, we meet Denia in Act 4, Chapter 3. So we meet her, she is handing out these tickets at the New Solar Celebration. She is so closed off. Honestly, KURO made me hate this bitch. And I was like, damn. I love the cotton candy hair, love the galaxy kind of feel. And then just the dark claw, her breakdown form. KURO, stop making me broke. I can't keep pulling on these people. Also, I wish, this is just a side note. I really wish that her swing power would be really cool to have like the hands hold her, swing her, do like a flip. Oh my god. When she comes back as they bring her back, or maybe she'll just be another 5-star, but just different resonance. That's another video. Oh my gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself. That's only part 1. I can't do that. Yeah, so she's giving, she's giving up the tickets at the New Solar Celebration. And she doesn't really want to talk to us. She's kind of over our existence, and that's when I'm like, the KURO makes you want to hate this bitch. She just doesn't want to talk to you. She doesn't want to deal with it. She's like, okay, yeah, sure. I'm like, hold on. Hold on. Where's our girl Segue? Oh, it falls from the sky. And Denia's demeanor changes completely. There. It's the gloves. Segue falls down from the sky. And Denia kind of like switches on. Unlike the auto puppets coming out in 3.5, this puppet here really just had to go from like do like a whole 180. She had to be like the BFF. I was like, damn, such a wow. And it's even that much heartbreaking during Denia's Segue quest beneath the melting sky like that. So I was literally. It was a lot. This version 3 has just been incredibly gut-wrenching at times. 2.6 and after, oh my god, yeah, after 2.6 it gets really dark. Holy crap. Oh, yeah, so back to Denia's personality switch. KURO literally kept us in the dark side about this diva's intentions. She tells Ilya, is that? Yeah. Oh, you remember? Like, but Denia tells Ilya that, you know, Circu's very busy, and then Ilya just like kind of like gives up, and Denia's like, I'm like, damn. Like I was just like, girl, what is going on? She's like, go to the dark side. We got cookies, bitch. No. So Denia was planning to seize the Fractsidus. The Fractsidus wanted her to do, so that way they can have the school on just that, enduring the emotional turmoil. Now let's go forward. We go back to 3.1 in Luke's quest. I think it must be very hard being a Fractsidus agent, as you have Luke Harson, the doctor himself of the academy, on your tail. I'd be scared as fuck. You're like, oh, Fractsidus, I quit. Almost kind of like what Denia does. She quits life. That's crazy. But she did it to save. Oh my god. She did it to save us though. But going back to Luke's quest, he literally states, Warren was the first Fractsidus mole you uncovered, and he's talking to Rover, and he certainly won't be the last. Think of the Space Trek Collective as a web of competing powers. It's as much a haven of independence as a playground for agendas. An isolated polar region rich with exoswarm and the potential for technological breakthrough. The Hyroi is a gold mine, even for the Fractsidus. And so it kind of takes us back to Denia in 3.2. Because she has so much, she's going through all the clubs, she's taking all the classes. When Denia is in the dark side, and she sees Segue and Rover going to Phagocyte his arch. Yes, okay. She attacks them, and Denia says this before it even happens. Before the Phagocyte even appears, Denia is up there, kind of just watching. She would have been a whole lot easier. She just ran away. But I guess finding her own answer works too. And then literally the Phagocyte comes out, and Phagocyte. Let's call Phagocyte sounds better though. But we can go Phagocyte. This sounds like no. Oh god, I have to get back. That's wild. That's not even part of what she's saying. When that appears, she says, hey, they promised they wouldn't use that. And then right when Rover, like after Segue arms herself and then Rover arms themselves, she's like, never mind. They should be fine. Because she's like, she's full trust that they can just take care of it. That's what little faith she has in the Fractsidus as a whole. She's like, oh, they can't pull any punches. And, well, she is the last punch. She is the taking time bomb. Denia was worried for her friend in the moment. Like, she is a complex bitch, but she has, like, those feelings, you know. And she got really close with Segue. Out of them almost having a sense of loneliness. Segue seems like she has a bunch of friends, but at times she's bearing a lot. And Denia is as well, and that is just, they are bestie goals. I love them. Signia. Ah! Oh, wow. So going back to Denia's Resonator showcase and the Human Mimicry Protocol, that is a crazy, crazy title for video 1. What happens to her 2? Just bring her essence back is crazy. So, yeah, the Planet of the Seas. So Denia became the perfect pupil of Aleph 1 to literally be the spy in there, the void storm, not the void storms, with the void matter and being able to control it, and the Academy, not even knowing that, actually her forte was kind of botched. They didn't know really what to do. I'll have that posted on my Instagram if you want to go check it out over there. It did work with breaking Denia down, but she did have to relearn how to be human, because the other failed experiments, her sisters, the Phagocyte, the other 2 divas that are basically just failed Denias. They all could have had the same name, like Denia 1, Denia 2, Denia Alpha Omega. They probably could have, Denia could have had a whole deeper part within the subjection to becoming I think she's new, I don't think she's congenital. I almost said congenial. That's crazy. She's the most congenial out of the Fractsidus for sure. For sure. I hope everyone becomes a Denia watcher and lover. She's just so wicked. She's pretty metal, I'm not gonna lie. Her going from a stagecraft, very this mode, to this mode. That's insane. And then Mimicry Protocol, she is instructed to learn these modules and about the baseline. You know, she has to learn how to dress. Clearly it's not working out because the Tardy unit was like, no, you're exuding, the void matter is literally coming off of this hoe. Okay, she's not even covered up, so she tries to like threaten it with her claws. I don't know, kind of playing it dumb, but she doesn't know. She doesn't even know social cues because the GA is just that much of a bastard. So just want to like. Okay, I made a parallel between Denia and Elsa from Frozen. Is that Denia literally had to conceal Don't Feel, and I was like, honestly, they could have given Denia the Glacio Rectifier before Sui's release to give us 2 Glacio chairs, because that would have been such a cute little reunion. Or different. Oh, because Hiyuki takes that hoe out. Then you give it down, she's not getting up. Well, she did, but she was in the infirmary as we started the quest. I digress. Like later, Denia had to kind of get with the social norms and get the cliques or whatever, what have you. And she was introduced to Fleece Snowfluff, our gracious daughter. We got back. Yes. And then we have Mind Dive Arcade with some very fun events. Let me know what your favorite one was in there. Okay, I think mine is the Starship. As you know, we go know to play the games. The Fractsidus has been playing a game for quite a minute now, and we're still trying to figure out what it's all about. Remember that little rat running around in 3.2? Alice in Wonderland, because I'm wondering what's happening. Okay, I'm wondering. The best part, I think, Denia becoming self-aware and really breaking away from her puppet strings from the GA, the Attackers as a whole, is when she was at the Mind Dive arcade and she was playing Void Matter blocks and she got the highest score. I mean, it's in there cheering her on inside the game. The crowd's going crazy, and it goes back to Denia during her experiments, and she's just like she's playing, and then she finishes the game. She turns around and there's no one there. That shit hit so hard. I was like, oh, because when you have when you have a huge bit, like any high score, and you want to just share that, no one. And she does mention that Frolova was like the only Fractsidus Asian that talked to her. So I would have been nice to see them together in that room playing one time, just to give me some more emotional attachment to Frolova too. So with iMyth cheering her on with the Mind Dive arcade, she helped her there. But then she also met Segue through Fleet Snowfluff when they were in class, and Denia was staring at a picture of her, and Segue walks up to her and she's like, "Hey, do you want to work on this project together?" And Siggy thought Nia was just so warm because she was staring at her classmates having a great time, just gabbing over Fleet Snowfluff. So I really thought that was really cute that they became besties that way. I mean, it's just like that full circle how. So I don't want to compare the traumas between iMyth and Denia, but arguably Denia got the worst end of the stick. I mean, she literally sacrificed herself, just like iMyth. Well, iMyth was able to connect as a digital ghost, and I can't say that much for our cotton candy queen Denia, who laid in void matter and left us a very personal bubble message. Now, she did say that she was a cake. She gave us a very good hint about the GA's actual power, because the Great Architect can't just shapeshift, which is a whole other thing. Oh my gosh. So much to get into later on. That's probably going to be in part 3, but I would love to make an iMyth and Denia video, Extra Strider versus Thernodian Resonators, and kind of give some similarities between these two divas. Navora, the GA, would constantly taunt and torture Denia. She would honestly, because Denia was a harbinger of Aleph 1 and death to literally probably everybody, she really held her own. And Denia didn't want anyone to die. She said, "I think they deserve to live." And she's like, "My one last gift is that they get to live." And she wrestled with that. We see this at the end of her Segue quest. And she gives her life to stop that transmission signal. So once the Extra Strider sent Aleph 1 away, she would have been just the beacon, and Aleph 1 would just maybe not get there as quickly as if anybody would like, but eventually it would return much more quickly than its previous arrival. Denia felt grief about people being lost. Nastasha, this other girl that I just can't find the name of for her, Segue. She really had to switch up, and I think her personality got a little bit better as she was mentally cracking in version 3.2. We're chasing Denia through dimmer plains, and Hiyuki's assisting us, and without Hiyuki borrowing Rover's power separation, Denia would have probably folded Lahairoi like a pancake bitch, but Aleph 1, dinner's ready. She would have broke down everything with her void matter. She was becoming too powerful, and without the separation, that would have really taken more of her humanity away. Like she would have just been. She would have been the perfect puppet, nothing left inside. That's really so sucks. And then back into her resonator showcase when she's going through the human mimicry modules. The instruction video says, when you deceive others, do you feel emotional distress? Aligned. And then Denia says, aligned. Wild. The instructional video then says, have you ever envisioned intimacy with another person? Aligned. And Denia says, aligned. Whoa. Speaking of intimacy, got her level 5 maxed out, and I have her voice lines, so go ahead and check out this video. A little self-instruction. You know, you can't go wrong. Oh, let's bring her back. You can't go wrong. The instructional video after the last one portion of it says, if you were granted freedom now, what would be your first action? Aligned. And then Denia, with a pause, says, aligned. Now, that is some really heavy lore. It's a lot to take in. The fact that she had to do whatever she had to survive. She was being threatened with coming home to dinner because she was eating desserts with her friends. God forbid this bitch has a friend at school. Well, whatever. College is gonna be boring as fuck because the GA is just such a stupid. After she says aligned, she does everything she can to stay alive. She has to. And then as the video completes and it says target response levels are stable. You may return to your room, Denia. Just sends her off into her room. So this girl walks in and she slowly slides through a plump onto the ground, and then I call them her Atlas claws, come out, and one holds a picture of Denia, Segue, Nastasha, and then this mysterious girl who I can't get her name. I tried matching. It's not Ilya. They don't look different clips, different haircut. It's all that. So if you find her name, please let me know. I would love to give credit where credit is due. They really were there for our girl. Her literal breakdown in that moment was another spark of her humanity still beating inside. She was showing defiance the teachings of the Splendorous and the Grand Architect wanted her to do, because she was still holding up to her emotions, her humanity. This protocol was a bust! How dare they? The Grand Architect wanted Denia to be the Thernodian Resonator. Then they offered it to Hiyuki. Would you willingly just give up yourself for this giant eye in the sky? Have I told you about our Lord Savior Jesus Christ? Like, that... The Fractsidus is... It's very much a cult. It's giving culty, oh my gosh. And the rumors about, like, Rover being the leader, which does make much more sense, especially in 2.7. I'm gonna stop. It just won't stop. It won't stop. Yeah, so Denia denies the Fractsidus and the Grand Architect the right to basically her being. Once that page was separated from her, this far in the video, go ahead and clap the bubble first closing emoji. And when you know your figure clap, a furry clap. Whoa! Safe clap, furry clap. Please. Let me know what your favorite part about the show is. Just to kind of know about me. And so too, let's thanks for the Blue Bears. Next weekend. In your video. Thank you for watching. I love how the end video sounds.